One day, it catches you off guard. Your parents' voice on the phone sounds a little smaller than you remember. You visit after a long time away, and the back standing at the kitchen counter seems somehow thinner. The steps up the stairs are slower now, more careful. In those moments, something tightens in your chest. Maybe you know that feeling. I should have come home sooner. I want to help, but I don't know how. I feel like there's nothing I can do. Your heart stirs with something restless and heavy. When we face the reality of a parent growing old, we feel a strange and aching helplessness. No matter how much we love them, we cannot slow the passing of time. Standing before the fact of aging, we suddenly feel very, very small. Today I'd like to share a story with you, one told over 2,500 years ago, for anyone carrying that weight. My hope is that by the end, your heart feels just a little lighter. A monk once asked his teacher, "How do I honor my aging mother when my hands seem useless against the tide of years?" The teacher took him to the river at dawn, where an old woman was filling her bucket, one handful of water at a time. "She does not ask the river to stop flowing," the teacher said. "She asks only what she can do, right here, right now." The monk watched as the woman returned day after day, not to change the river, but to tend to what was hers to tend. This story takes us back about 2,500 years to a town in ancient India. There lived an elderly man who had been a devoted follower of the Buddha for many years. Together with his wife, he had walked to see the Buddha countless times over the course of their long lives. Those who knew them said the couple regarded the Buddha almost as a son. That is how deep and tender their devotion was. One morning, the old man made the journey again. His hair had gone fully white. His back was bent. Each step seemed to cost him something. And yet he came, driven by a single wish, to see the Buddha's face one more time. The Buddha watched him approach, slowly, unsteadily, and said nothing. At last, the old man reached him and lowered himself gently to the ground. In a quiet voice he spoke, "Blessed One, I have grown so very old. My body aches everywhere. Things I once did easily, I can no longer do any of them. I feel ashamed, I feel sad. What am I to do?" There was grief in his voice, and something like embarrassment, a quiet lamentation at what age had taken from him. The Buddha sat with his words for a moment, then in a calm and unhurried voice he replied, "You have come well, what you say is true. This body ages, it grows ill, one day it will cease to be. It is difficult to ask the body for what it can no longer give. But there is no reason for the mind to grow old. The body may age, the mind does not have to." When the old man heard those words, tears rose quietly in his eyes. The Buddha continued, "When we accept, just as it is, the fact that our body is weakening and fading, only then can we draw near to true peace." They say the old man had arrived with heavy steps that morning, and yet somehow he walked home with a lighter heart. In this story, the Buddha offers us something quietly profound. The body may age, the mind does not have to. These words carry a kind of permission not to deny aging, not to fight it. And beneath them, a deep gentleness. You do not have to blame yourself in the face of what time brings. In Buddhist teaching there is a phrase, impermanence. Everything in this world is always changing. Flowers bloom and fall, seasons turn. We are born, we grow, we age, and one day our lives come to an end. This is the natural current of existence. And yet we resist it. When we watch a parent age, something in us cries out, "I have to do something, I have to stop this." And when we cannot, when no amount of love or effort changes what is happening, we turn that helplessness inward and blame ourselves. But the Buddha says aging is natural. It is not your fault. That you cannot halt your parents' aging does not mean you are failing them. It is as unremarkable and as inevitable as a river flowing or a season changing. What matters is not the stopping, but the accepting. In Buddhism, this quality of acceptance is held very dear. To accept does not mean to give up. It means to see clearly, to say quietly, "Yes, this is how it is," without fighting, but without turning away either. To look at what is real, with soft and steady eyes. This is what Buddhism calls wisdom. And please remember this. The Buddha said the mind does not have to age. Even as the body grows frail, the capacity for gratitude remains. The ability to love someone remains. The ability to be fully present in this moment, that never disappears. These words are true for your aging parent, and they are just as true for you, watching over them. A woman sits at her mother's bedside, holding a hand that trembles slightly now. She notices her mother's eyes are still bright when they meet hers, still capable of laughter and a small joke, still present. And in that moment she understands. The trembling is not a failure of presence, but a separate thing entirely. The mind that loves her, that remembers their shared life, that finds meaning in this quiet afternoon together, that mind remains untouched by time's passage, as clear and awake as ever it was. So how might we bring this teaching into our daily lives, into the real, ordinary moments of caring for an aging parent? Let me offer one thing first. Try just a little to loosen your grip on the need to do something. We want to be useful. We want to help in ways we can point to. That impulse is beautiful. It comes from love. But sometimes when that need becomes too urgent, it can quietly press down on the very person we're trying to help. It can make them feel that they are a burden, that they can no longer manage on their own. Pause. What an aging parent often needs most is not a solution. It is simply your presence. Drinking tea together, sitting by the window and listening, really listening to an old story you've heard before. Taking their hand and saying, "I'm here." That is enough, more than enough. The comfort that passes through something that simple is greater than you might imagine. Buddhism speaks of something it calls compassion, and at its heart, compassion is not a grand gesture. It is the willingness to be near someone in their pain without rushing to fix it. You don't need to have answers. You don't need to make it better. You only need to stay. That is the practice. Pause. And here is something else worth sitting with. Accompanying a parent through aging is, in its own way, a chance to gently face our own aging, our own mortality. That may sound frightening, but the Buddha taught that those who look clearly at aging and death are the very ones who learn to live fully in the present moment. When you notice your parent's hair has gone white, when you hold their hand and feel the texture of all those years, perhaps what you are being shown is the beauty of a life, a long life, full of all that was endured and cherished and survived. That presence, quiet and unhurried, speaks of what it means to be alive more deeply than any words could. You don't have to do it perfectly. You don't have to do it all. Be there when you can, in the way that you can. That is the most important thing you can offer right now. There is just one thing I want to leave you with today. You are already doing enough, even if you live far away, even if you can't visit every day, even if the right words never seem to come. The fact that your chest tightens when you think of your parent, that tightening is love. You are not failing them. You are facing this with your whole heart. Aging is a road toward farewell, but it is also an invitation to meet someone you love more slowly, more deeply than before. Amid the busyness of life, we sometimes forget the particular sound of a parent's voice, the way they smile, the warmth of being near them. This time offers a chance to receive all of that again, quietly and without rushing. So tonight, if your parent drifts into your thoughts, maybe pick up the phone. You don't need a reason. I just wanted to hear your voice is more than enough. Thank you so much for being here today. I hope your days, each one of them, hold a little more peace, or simply sit with them in silence and let that be the conversation. You will find that presence itself is a language older than words, one that your parent's heart already knows by heart. In the end, this is all any of us are really asking for, to be seen, to be held, to know that we matter to someone who is still here.